Hello there friends, ESL Pro League ended and BetBoom DACHA Belgrade with $500,000 at stake started immediately after it. Meanwhile, we had one powerful transfer. BlameF finally found a new team. We've also got a lot of rumors, for example about Cadian, and Simple released the first video of his CS school and I will briefly tell you about it. Also, Smooya is suddenly trying to find cash through selling skins. This and much more, as well as the results of the group stage of BB DACHA are ahead. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. So we start with a quick roundup of the top stories. First of all, breaking news. An insight from HLTV. Team Liquid are looking to replace Cadian. I mean, overall roster changes were quite expected in the lineup, but Cadian? This is a bit unclear to me. It seems like the dark days again for the Dane. He couldn't start his career in full, he even tried casting, and now you get such news. And the main thing is that statistically he plays the same way as in the Prime Heroic. In general, no one has commented on the issue yet, so we can only wait for the next news. Guys, who do you think can replace Cadian in Liquid, and where the Dane could go? Write in the comments below. Next up, Monte's new roster. First, the org decided to kick out the two fresh boys who hadn't even spent 3 months in the team. Rue and Gizmi are brought down to the Monte Academy. And in the eternal dilemma of who to choose, young or experienced players, Monte's management decided to go with the latter. They signed Stiko, who was recently kicked out of Apex. But they didn't stop there. Initially, by the way, there were rumors that the team was supposed to get Rouge in place of the Slovak, but here's how it turned out. And so they completed the team with the Frenchman Hadji, who spent a couple of months hanging around in tier 3 teams and almost finished his career. But as they say, he's just a temporary solution, purely for the next tournaments and qualifiers. Next, the most unexpected transfer of the recent months. We all wondered where BlameF would go, the second strongest player in Denmark and in general not the last person in esports. And finally, he ends up in Fnatic. I mean, why? I wouldn't be surprised if it will be his last team. This tag is certainly legendary, no doubt, but when was the last time they got at least to the semi-finals? I can completely understand Crims. He will not leave the team even if nuclear winter comes, but why would quite a strong player go there? And not as a captain. Not like they're gonna build a team around BlameF. Or will they? BlameF should have received offers from tier 1 teams surely, but it is what it is. And yo guys, Smooya is doing something weird. First he said he's coming back on stage very soon. He's talking about IEM Dallas tagging G2. I honestly don't believe he's going to go there with Nico's team, more like he's just baiting because they're gonna go with Stewie instead of Hooksy as we told in the last episode. But which team can he join? I can't imagine who will take him as a sub. BIG because of visas? M80 for some reason? I don't know, they're all like living in America I guess. Team Liquid won't risk, I bet that. FaZe Clan? Not really. Maybe FlyQuest? Complexity because of recent reshuffle rumors? Drop your suggestions below as always. But anyways, all of a sudden he also starts selling all his skins. What? Why? Bros, he'd better get a real job for God's sake. Or maybe the Russian mafia from Force started pressing him for ransom. Who knows? I hope for the best. And here's something really interesting, even if not really esports related. Eric Shokov, a huge Russian-speaking blogger, interviewed the owners of the Chinese Case Farms. You know, we mentioned them in one of the last episodes. And so, according to the interview, the real online in CS, as these guys tell, is about 50%, perhaps even less. The rest are just farmers. That is, basically, when you see 1.5 million players online, only a little more than 500,000 are real people. And just listen to it, these farm owners earn $200,000 a month. And they're not alone in the market, even though they're the biggest. Valve is trying to stop them, but they don't interfere too much. Apparently, gaming feels good when there's such activity on the market. You know, money dripping and all that. And all of this is the information from the owners of the farms. How true it is, I have no idea. But in any case, pun intended, makes you think a little bit. And we go further. The other day, Perfecto came for an interview and also told very interesting facts. For example, example, he named the top 5 snipers in his opinion. It's m0NESY, Shiro, Art Frost, Jim, and Zorte. Great tier list, bro, but where's Boomich? This guy solely took you to the major with his op, so pay tributes. But on a serious note, Perfecto said it was unrealistic to go to Virtus.pro together with Electronic. I don't think it could have been a joint move because it wasn't the end of the season. Teams weren't really rebuilding, he said. He also put together another team, a dream team. Sniper m0NESY, Captain Chopper from Team Spirit, Riflers s1mple, Donk, and Zontex. I mean, guys, it's clear to me that Perfecto is quietly hinting that he wants to go to Team Spirit, as at the moment neither Perfecto nor Hobbit are with the teams yet. But we have to wait until July, when the season is over and the real reshuffles come. Perfecto could also go now to Parivision, 9 Pandas, BetBoom, or any other team, but the other question is whether Perfecto himself is interested. And my friends, what a video without s1mple. A couple of days ago he officially launched his course on CS2, which he advertised since the HLTV Awards in January. Well, and to please the blue-collar workers, that is us, he released the first lesson for free. He wrote that it's a gift, especially for the working class. I mean, that's a quote. In order to get it, just register on his website and subscribe to socials. I have watched the first lesson and here's how it goes. s1mple explains how to play Anubis, how to win its mid, what smokes to use, how to better team play and peek different angles, and so on. It's all mega cool, super good, very useful. But bro completely forgot that the video is called All About Economy and Eco Rounds. Bruh. On a serious note, I did learn how to play mid on Anubis, and thanks s1mple for that, really, but I came here for something else. And people on the web have different opinions about this course. Most of them write that the information given is too obvious and will help only the total beginners. You know, those who only yesterday downloaded CS and do not know the basic mechanics. But of course, most of the comments are, how will I be taught by a man who spent one match in CS2? He's a noob. s1mple, stop scamming people, and so on. Although some of the comments are pretty constructive. I liked how some people noticed that the product is quite raw. s1mple just runs on an empty map and shows nades and situations. That said, there are absolutely no live examples. No footage from pro matches or just from Faceit, for example. I mean, s1mple, bro, at least call some dudes to the server and live show things. Don't play solo. Or, I don't know, place bots. And also, there's a lot of simple thinking on the pro level, where your teammates helps you with a flash, where to pick positions on both sides in 2 or 3 people, team play, all that. For pro level, it's the default, but for us, regular working guys, if you get a drop at the beginning, it's the best teammate of the year. You rarely do tactics on low levels in matchmaking. Usually our so-called teammates just buy an op, pick instantly and get one tapped from the USP. In general, it's too hard to judge the whole course based on a single lesson. s1mple says it's a full 365 support with a whole bunch of useful stuff, so only time will tell if it's a good school or a bad one. For now, I didn't even understand who these videos are aimed at. If for beginners, it's too implausible, because no one at level 3 knows smokes or will throw flashes for you or grant any help and so on. And if you play at high ranks with true team play, this info is too obvious and is unlikely to teach you anything. And also, people say that James will teach you much more in his videos and they are for free. Alas, they're in Russian but have English subtitles. While s1mple is asking $100 a year. On the other hand, this is just the first lesson, again, which is available to everyone. s1mple himself calls it a teaser. Perhaps there's a lot of really useful information ahead, and the website says that they are planning demos about teams, some exclusive materials, Faceit games, and at the end, an offline party. But basically, everyone is just trolling Sasha for content of not the best quality. Anyways, my friends, friends, if any of you have already watched the first lesson, write in the comments below what do you think about it. I'm really eager to know, because I trust you. And now to the results of BB DACHA. $500,000 at stake, and there are only 8 teams at all, with 2 clear favorites and some obvious outsiders. The tournament began a couple of days ago, and the group stage is already over. Let's start with the eliminated teams. Here we have BetBoom, who got into the tournament at the last minute because Cloud9, who don't even have a squad, withdrew. And you know what, guys? In the end, Nefani's team wasn't that bad. First, they fought decently against Mouse, at least they tried, and then even managed to squeeze one map from Falcons. All of this taking into account that the team had no plans to participate, they had no practice, and is generally on the verge of a lineup change. Chiron said in an interview with HLTV before the tournament that they want to destroy the dreams of people who want to win this tournament. Well, they didn't, but they tried, and I am a witness to that. The second eliminated team was Aurora, and here things are obvious. The competition was too high for the guys. Obviously, they had no chance against Donk and Spirit, but then they lost to MIBR 0-2, and did it rather pathetically and without any desire, even though they had like happy faces. Speaking of group winners, it's pretty apparent too. Both Team Spirit and Mouse just shut down their opponents without a chance. Donk is back, he just owns everyone everywhere. And Mouse, well, according to the players themselves, they just didn't rest after the ESL Pro League and immediately in a powerful form approached the matches at BB DACHA, hence the inhuman strength. I have a strong feeling that these two will meet in the finals. What are your bets, friends? Who will be stronger in the end, Donk or Shui? Anyway, now the interesting part comes. Electronic and VP are playing average, with Denise himself having some pretty dismal stats for a player that cost over $1.5 million. BetBoom DACHA is currently the worst tournament of his career. Yes, they were able to take one map from Mouse, but they lost 13-2 on the decider. And on the other side, we have Falcons and Dupree, who, by the way, said the following to HLTV: "We just need to feel that we could win something." And you know what, bros? That sounds like the guys are desperate right now. Also, judging by the matches, the only one really trying and playing for his price tag is S1MPLE's, who frag leads all the time and clutches as hell, winning the unwinnable. So in the end, these two met each other for the right to play in the playoffs. The first match in the groups was won 2-0 by Virtus.pro, and here's what happened next. The first map, Vertigo, was picked by Snappy and his crew. It's their favorite, by the way, high win rate, good stats and all that. And naturally, Falcons were in the lead, while Electronic was sitting in the low tab again. He even cosplayed James Bond for a round and eventually finished the map in the last place. Virtus.pro made an attempt to come back, but Falcons knew what they were doing and finished it calmly. And on the second map, Electronic just took off. Denise was obviously waiting for his Mirage and made an incredible 20-7 here, rating 1.80. He carried the team solo as hard as he could. I mean, there is not even much to say here. The Bears played confidently and beautifully. And the decider, Ancient. And here Electronic continued to carry his gang. He finished in the first place again, and just look at a beautiful clutch he made together with Flit. Well done, Denise. But, well, I have two bad news here. First, James played the worst tournament in his CS2 career, and then VP ended up getting eliminated, 8-13. To be honest, this map was tight and close, but Falcons were just a little bit stronger. And the second pair of contenders were MIBR and Heroic. And you know what, my friends, the latter seem to have even started to play better with Dexter. He performs, he delivers, and even defeats don't stop him from racking up KDs. However, this is still far from the level of Prime Heroic. The number of randomly given rounds and mistakes is off the charts. And overall, it looks like the guys need to do a lot of work to reach a confident tier 1 level. And MIBR, they're clearly playing for fun fun and enjoying themselves. I'd like to single out Safe, who is doing a great job at this tournament. Here's what he said in an interview about the hard life of Brazilian teams. MIBR has a tough schedule. In 1 month we flew to Australia, Malta, had a bootcamp in Portugal, and now we're playing in Belgrade. And despite the high level of CS2 in South America, teams need to get together at bootcamps in Europe to progress. The first match between these two ended 2-1 in favor of Heroic. Not that it was a serious battle though. The decider for the right to stay at the tournament went like this. And it was a nightmare at the start for Heroic. Kexan and his bros were just blown to pieces by MIBR. 10-2 at halftime and 13-2 in the end. Absolutely no chances. Shame for Heroic, and in particular Tassis, who made only 1 frag during the whole Vertigo, and his rating was .24. It was the worst map of his entire career, not only in CS2 but in CSGO as well. For a minute he has 1,141 of them in his 8 years of play. And well, on the second map, Ancient, the situation was just mirrored. Heroic performed extremely well and confidently took round after round, only occasionally making mistakes and allowing MIBR to get overall 6 rounds. Here, the team's captain decided to carry in solo, and Dexter couldn't get out of the last place by statistics, although in fact all players did about the same. Funnily enough, the teams just exchanged their picks, and both maps were kinda boring, so it all was to be decided on Dust 2. Heroic started off successfully with an interesting situation where MIBR just stacked 5 on long, and all went down there. What was it? And then it was a close game. MIBR first gave away some rounds, but then came back. A lot of mistakes from both teams, but the first half was all about Heroic. And then a clutch play from Sush at 8-6.
Smoke that defuse being stuck in. Oh, he's got the jump shot. He hits the headshot. Sush gets the second kill through the smoke and Insani. And Sush is loving that. Revenge from the pistol.
MIBR done, you think? But almost. Drop makes -4 with the USP.
Fight actually going through the tunnels is of more interest. Kixan and Nertz will get 2 blows here for Heroic. Oh, hey, Drop. That's a nice shot. And an AK now to boot for Drop. 3 kill. Fantastic sequence of kills. They get MIBR 7th round.
Yeah, but it didn't really help. Very well played by Heroic on Dust. Congratulations on making it to the playoffs, and nice to see Dexter back on LAN. And that's all for now, dear friends. Don't forget to follow, like this video, and comment on whatever you want, because it all helps to develop our channel. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.